What you think is burnout or loneliness is actually a lack of feeling alive. And there's a specific reason for that. So in this video, I'm going to share with you one powerful thing that can help you reconnect with life and start to actually feel alive again. And it starts with something you might be overlooking. But first, let me ask you something. When's the last time you felt like yourself? Not the guy going through the motions, not the one keeping it together. I mean the you that felt alive, like life had some fire to it. Most of us over 50, especially after divorce, can't even remember. And that's not your fault, but it is up to you to change it. We were wired to be providers, protectors, useful. And then when the structure we built our lives around disappears, the marriage, the roles, the routines, we're left floating, drifting, unanchored. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Most guys mistake this floating feeling for failure. But it's not failure. It's an emptiness, a void that needs to be filled. And the way you fill that void and get your energy back isn't by doing more. It's by reconnecting to something so simple you've probably ignored it for years. Purpose. Not save the world purpose, not a bucket list. I'm talking about something so small it feels ridiculous. And here's where it gets interesting. I'll tell you how what I call micro commitment can bring your energy back. But first, let's talk about why most men never commit to begin with. It's not laziness. It's that we spent decades in our married life tying our worth to being needed. So when no one needs us anymore, we lose our motivation and that engine dies. But you can build a new engine, one that runs on internal fuel. And you can't wait to feel motivated. Instead, create a small win, something you control, something your body and brain recognizes as momentum. And here are 5 simple things you can do to build that momentum. And I've talked about some of these before in some of my other videos. First, make your bed. Making your bed tells your brain, hey, I'm still in charge here. Call or text a friend. Meet up for coffee or a beer or two for an hour or two. Walk around the block. Wave at your neighbors. Say hi. Try a new recipe. And hey, if it's a disaster, congratulations. You now have a funny story and a good reason to order takeout. Learn one thing you've always been curious about, even if it's just a small thing. Each one of these creates a micro spark. And those sparks, they start to add up. And over time, before you know it, you have that fire in you again. And that fire reminds you that you're still here, you still matter, and you're not done. Now, there's one specific thing I started doing after my divorce that shocked me with how fast it brought my energy back. And it has nothing to do with fitness, therapy, or dating. I'll tell you what that is in a second. But here's what you need to understand first. You don't need a new relationship to feel alive again. You don't need to fix your past. You need to start honoring your present. And it starts with one decision. Who do you want to be today? Not forever, just today. Because that decision, done consistently, is the fastest path to rebuilding your identity. Okay, so here it is. The thing that surprised me, volunteering. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want to feel rich, count what you give, not what you have? I didn't really get it until after my divorce. Because here's what no one tells you. When you're over 50 and starting over, the thing you're missing most isn't excitement. It's connection. Not the romantic kind, the human kind. And volunteering does something almost nothing else can. When you volunteer, you step outside of your head for a while, you stop replaying the divorce in your mind, you stop obsessing over what's gone, and you start contributing to something that exists right now. It's not about charity. It's about identity. You stop being the guy who got divorced and start being the guy who helps out. And that shift, it's huge, because suddenly your worth isn't tied to a past role that you can't get back. It's tied to something alive and present. When I started volunteering at a local nonprofit organization for the blind, I went in thinking I was doing them a favor. Well, it turns out they saved me, because that small act, it shifted everything. Not that I was saving lives, but because I felt useful again, connected, and present. It reminded me the best way to feel alive is to show up somewhere you matter, even just a little. I didn't realize how much I missed feeling useful until someone actually looked at me and said, "Thanks. I couldn't have done this without you." Man, that single sentence did more for me than months of sitting at home trying to find myself. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic commitment. You can mentor someone younger in your trade, help at the local library or museum, join a community garden, walk dogs at your local animal shelter, serve food at the local kitchen. And one afternoon a week is enough. You're not trying to change the world, you're changing your world. And here's the magic of it. When you're busy helping someone else, you stop waiting for your life to start again, because guess what? It's already happening. You start meeting people. Your skills matter again. Your time matters again. You matter again. And when a man over 50 remembers that, everything else starts to fall in place. So, if you're over 50, recently divorced and feeling lost, start small. Your life won't reignite with one big moment. It'll come back to life through small decisions made over and over until one day you look up and realize you're back and better than you were before. Want help building that new life? Subscribe and stick with me one step at a time. Thanks for sitting with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.